Hello, fellow Sudokans, and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku puzzle for Saturday, the 24th of July, 2021. Hello from a locked down Bangkok. I hope you are keeping well, and if you are also locked down wherever you are in the world, I hope the conditions are not too terrible for you. Okay, it's not the Guardian because I've done that already this morning. It was not very difficult, supposedly expert puzzle, but it's lunchtime now. I'm going to attempt the New York Times hard puzzle, which is hard usually. Usually it's one of the toughest. So it's usually enjoyable. I can hear the ice cream seller coming around. I shall not indulge myself. I should just get straight on with this Sudoku puzzle. Now, I hope you know how to play the game already. I'm not going to bother explaining, but I shall, for the first couple of moves, I shall just explain some small things. But of course, when you see this 4 here, focus your mind on this 4 and see that it blocks these 3 squares because it's already in this row, and you see this 4 blocking this square because it's in the same row. And then you consider this block, which does not yet have a 4. You will know that a 4 has to be placed there if we are to finish the puzzle successfully. Okay, and that's how we play the game. And this is New York Times, and as I said, it's normally a pretty tricky puzzle. I see this 5 blocking across here, so these 3 squares are not allowed to be 5, but that leaves just 1 square, so clearly the 5 must be placed there. And that's going to leave us with 3 missing numbers to get in this block here, which are 1, 7, and 9. Now we can see the 9 can't go here, and the 1 can't go here, but that's all we can see. But the 7 is somewhere along here, and when it is placed here, eventually in one of these 3 squares, it will block this square from being a 7, right? And then this 7 here will block these 3 squares from being a 7. This 7 down here will stop that square being a 7, and so we know that 7 will be placed here. The ringing bell is fading away. I don't even know if you can hear that, but anyway, the ice cream seller appears to be walking away without having made a sale. Okay, so looks like we've got our super easy ones first, and now it's time to think more critically. There we are. So this 8 blocks this column here, and this 8 blocks this column here in this column here. So blocked up here, blocked here. This 8 blocks along this row, and that leaves us just 1 square left. So we know the 8 has to go there. On this side, the 9 blocks down this column here, and this 9 blocks up this column here, and so that means the 9's got to go there. What else do I know? I do know that 5 will be in one of these 2 squares, and 1 will be in one of these 2 squares, because we have a 5 here and a 1 here. So that's something we know. So if we know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the other numbers we have to consider are 6 and 8 that we don't yet no. Oh, 6. That can't be right. Oh, yes, it is. So this is 5 and 8, right, over here. Right, 5, let's see, 5 blocking across here, 8 blocking across here. So 5 and 8 have to be in these two squares here. These two squares have to be either 1 or 1 or what? Work out what the other number is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 or 6. Okay, and it can't be 6, right? So this, okay, 1 or 6 have to be in these two squares. 6 means 6 up here means this can't be a 6. That's got to be a 1, and that's got to be a 6 there. That's more like it. Okay, now we see the 6 blocking along here, and we can place it here. 6 blocking up this column, and this 6 blocking up this column gives us a 6 to place here. Down here now, 6 across here, and down here, or rather, let's do it like this. 6 blocks this 6 blocks this square here. We don't have a 6 in this column, right? 6 blocks this square here. This 6 means that can't be 6. This 6 means this can't be 6, and this square here means this can't be 6. So again, just one square left in this column where we can get a 6, so we put it there. And then if we take this 6 and block, or this 6 and block across here, this 6 blocking across here, and this 6 blocking up here, that will give us the last 6 in the grid. So we don't have to be concerned about 6 anymore. If we can get these two, and I know that we can because we have only 2 numbers left, we can definitely identify this number because it's the last one in this block. So if I can remember, this was 5 and 8, right? Is that right? 5 and 8 indeed. So whatever number is left must be here. So we've got 1, 2, we don't have a 3 yet, so 3 must go there. And now we know 3 blocks across here like this, and this is a 3 here. We should check on what's missing here. I believe it's a 2 and 9 in these two squares, but we can't fix them just yet, although I do see something. The 9, this 9 is going to block here, so 9 will be limited to this square and this square. That's just something for future reference. The 2 don't know anything about. Noisy traffic going around. I also know that 7 will be one of these 3 numbers as well, because there's 7 blocks here, which we clearly don't yet have. Okay, we are missing 7 and 9 here. The other numbers we're missing are what? 2 and 3, but unfortunately 2 or 3 could also appear up here, so that's not good enough to fix anything at this stage. I think I'm getting close enough now that I'm going to have to work with pencil marks. This morning's Guardian, if I'd gone on a little bit longer, I could have actually worked without pencil marks, but this is a harder puzzle, I think. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Okay, so let's fill them in. So across here, remember, 1 can go here or here because we have a blocking 1 here. The 9 blocks down here, so the 9 can be in these 2 squares, and the 7 can go anywhere in these 3 squares here. Across here was 5 and 8, if you remember. And back down here is 2 and 9. I guess if you played a game without pencil marks, it does kind of hold, you are forced to hold numbers in your memory better. If you're practicing trying to improve your memory, maybe that will be advantageous to you to play the game like that. I don't play it for that reason. I much prefer just to look at the logic and see from the logic how things fit. That's my personal preference. But you know, people play the game for different reasons, right? This 4 blocks, this 4 down here blocks up here, so no 4s are allowed here. This 4 blocks here, so we know that 4 is going to appear in those squares there. This 7 blocks up here, this 7 blocks across here, and so we know in the same 2 cells 4 and 7 will be there. So that means that everything else must be in the other squares. So when we see this 1 and we note that it can't be here, we know that 1 will be somewhere in this column here, and that will block down here, right? So this square can't be 1, and then we see this 1 blocking down, so this is not, these 3 squares are not 1, and this 1 blocks across here, that's not 1, that is, oh excuse me, that is, right. Now if we take that across like so, and this one across, and this one up, and this one down, so 1 will appear in this column here, alright? So this can't be 1 either, and so we know that 1 will fit there. We know that this is going to be a 2 or 9 because we have 4, 7 here, and then we see one other number which is 2 or 9, so I know this has got to match this. So I know it's 2 or 9, but unfortunately, it can't be, can it? Can't be okay, I know what this is, right? If you remember, I said 9 blocks this square here, so 9 has got to appear here or here, so this can't be a 9, so therefore it's got to be a 2, and that's got to be a 9, and that's got to be a 2, so lucky I worked out previously that this square here can't be a 9, and 9 had to be here or here. Okay. Right, what else are we missing now? This 5 blocks all the way down here, so if those 3 squares are out, that's the only one left. 5 has to go there. Missing numbers here, we can't really do very much with 3, 7 and 9. But we can work out what this square is. If we know these 3 are 3, 7 and 9, because that's what's missing from this block, we can then work out this one. So we've got 1, but we don't have a 2 yet, so now we can place our 2. We also can work out what these 3 numbers are. I know one of them is a 1, one of them is a 3, and one of them is a 9, but we can get the 9 because we have a blocking 9 here, a blocking 9 here, and this is our 9 here, and so we know that this has to be 1 or 3. I'll put in the pencil marks now. Okay. Trying to keep pencil marks to a minimum. I mean, you know, like I'm happy to put them in, but it's better when you don't have too many. If you have a lot of them, it gets really difficult to see things, I think. Okay, so let's get on with what else is missing across here? Anything? 1, 2, 3, 4. 8. Okay, so I'm going to get on with the pencil marks actually. I said previously 3, 7 and 9 are here. We see a blocking 9, so we know that 9 is in these 2 squares, but the 3 and the 7 can go anywhere. We can't really give any further information about that. Now down here, 7 here blocks down and 7 blocks down, so 7 is available in those 2 squares. This 4 blocks across here. This 4 here, I can't click on it. I tried to highlight it. There we go. This 4 blocks across here like this, and this 4 blocks down like this. So that will give us a pair of 4 candidates here and here. And as soon as we see that, we see that this row is now blocked, this row is blocked, and this 4 here stops this square from being a 4. Let's just highlight it for you. Okay, so 4 blocking across here, 4 blocking across here, 4 blocking this square. So we can place a 4 there, and that's great because 4 blocks up here, and now that gives us a 4 here, and now we know that 4 or 7 here, 4 or 7 here, that's the 4, and that's the 7, like so. Alright, now let's get back to candidate filling, because now this 7 blocks across here, this 7 blocks across here, so we know that 7 is in the top row, like that. What else do we know? Ah, yeah, of course, I should have thought of it, really. Okay, this something fairly obvious. In fact, I can actually place it. I just wasn't looking in this direction. You know, sometimes I think that happens. You look in one direction in a grid, you forget to check all the other areas. That's certainly what happens to me. This 4 blocks across here, 4 blocks across here, 4 blocks here. We can actually place a 4 here. And then when we look down the grid here, we can see the 4 we can actually place here. Now I've got to get rid of candidate 4 here, like that. Okay. And that's the end of digit 4. We don't need to be concerned about that anymore. Let's fill in candidate 5 over here in this square and this square, because this 5 blocks across here and there's a 5 here blocking this square. So we know 5 is available like this. When we look down here, we can get 5 blocking down here, 5 blocking down here, and so we know 5 is also a candidate for these 2 squares there. In fact, it may be a good idea to go through the numbers. So we've got a lot of numbers placed now, so I think let's go through and highlight, because sometimes you can see things when they're highlighted that make it easier. So, okay, so I see 1 is either going to be here or here, but that's not giving us a great deal yet. Otherwise, 1 will be limited to these 3 squares or these 3 squares. Okay. Other places, nothing much new. Okay, 2. Let's see about 2 now. 2 across here. No, that's not much. How about let's look down here first. Down here, across here, down here, across here. Well, 2 is a pair. We can put in a pair of candidates in these 2 places here. See, 2 blocking across and 2 blocking down. But that's the only pair that we can get, I believe. This is a triple here, and up here there's 4 squares, and up here no. Alright, okay, so that's that. 3s. What's going on 3s? So 3, this is more useful. I think 3 blocks up this column here, and so it will give us a pair of 3s in this square and this square, and now we can bring that down, and 3 blocking down, and we know that 3 has to appear in one of these 2 squares here. I don't think we do anything else, so let's just double check on our highlights. 1 or 3. No, I don't think we do anything else. Right, 4's done already, isn't it? 5's. Okay, we've got 5's. Okay, can't tell much else about that. 6 is done already. 7's. 7's we limited over here. How about down here? Anything yet? 7. No, not much else. 8's. Not seeing any pairs. Only one more chance, that's with 9's. Okay, I don't think there's anything else that I can restrict right now. Let's just, I'm not sure if I changed anything. Did I get anything? I don't think so. I'm just going to very quickly go through and double check. Excuse me a second. I won't commentate because I believe I've done this already, but just checking. Okay. Right, so that's all we can find in terms of pairs. And so what's the best way to go forward now? Well, often it's to see if you can exclude something within rows or columns or something like that. For example, we could check down here and see what's missing. So like this, yeah, I see something already. So look, we have a 1 here, right? And right now we don't have a 1 in this column, but clearly because 1 can't appear again in this block, it can't be here or here. So in fact 1 must be here, and we can place it now. So we will, and we shall get rid of candidate 1 here like this. Okay, giving us 7 and 9 pair like that. We also can know the other missing candidate down here, because there's only 1 number missing. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We don't yet have a 7, so that's got to be 7, and that will give us a number, because now we can see over here, right? 7 is limited in, we're going to look at these 2 blocks. 7 is limited to the middle row, that's here and here, and the bottom row, that's here and here, not allowed in this row. So if we continue along the chute here, we know that this must be a 7, because it must appear in the top row of this chute, and that's the only square available. We've got 2 numbers in this row already. Okay, so let's get rid of candidate 7 down here, leaving us with a 3 and a 9. And now you can see, look, 3, the same thing. 3 in the middle, bottom row of this chute. And so 3 must appear here as a number. Okay, now there's just 1 number missing across here, and it's a 2, so we can place our 2 here. Now we had 2 in this group here before. We overwrote it. Okay, so there's a 2 blocking down here, 2 blocking across here, so 2 goes here, and we're overwriting a 7. We know a 7 goes here, so this must be a 3, and this must be a 7, following just general logic of the candidates that we have already. Now this 3 here means that clearly this now must be a 9, and this has to be a 3. So we're almost home and dry, I think, although there's still a little bit that might upset us at the end here. Right, okay, so let's see what's missing from this block. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're missing 8 and 9. Well, the 9 disallows this square, so we can pencil mark in 9 in these 2 squares, and we have 8 missing, but 8 could go anywhere. Let's just see what's missing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 8, but 5 and 8 could come in either of these squares. So this could be a 5 and 8, this could be a 5 and 8, and this means that the 8 could actually appear anywhere like this. Okay, we are not home and dry yet, by the way. There is the possibility of logic ahead. Okay, let's continue along then. So now this looks like the most likely place to go next. Now 1 is limited to the middle column here, because it can't appear in these 2 squares because of this 1 down here. Over here, no, it was 3, so we shall place 1 like this. The 2 blocks up here and across here, so 2 is limited to a pair of numbers, a pair of cells there. 3 we have 4, 5, 6, 7. The only thing we don't have is 8. Now 8 blocks across here, that's going to give us a single 3 there then. 8 blocks across here, so 8 will be like this, and that will give us a single 3. Let's just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yes. Okay, so we'll place our 3 here. And actually this 3 blocks up here like this, 3 blocks across here like this, so that gives a 3 there. So back across here we know that's a 1 and that's a 3. And if we know that's a 1, we can remove candidate 1 there. We also got to remove candidate 3 here like this. So 7, 8, 7, 9, 8, 9, 3 numbers in 3 squares. Looks to be okay. Let's get on to this over here now. Now see 1 blocking this 1 blocking this square, so 1 is a candidate here and here, not in the top square because we have 1 blocking across here. 2, now we have a 2 along here, and there's 2 blocking this square, so 2 is now available like this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The only number we're looking for is 8. 8 blocks across this row, like so. So 8 is a pair here and here. And let's just do a bit of error checking. I think it's okay, and it looks like we've got a single 5 here, but let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I'll just double check that I haven't made a mistake. So I'm going to look at it and just see that we have numbers that block it. So 1 can't be 1. Can it be 2? No, because we have a 2 here. 3, 4, no. Could be 5. Can it be 6? No. 7, no. 8, no. 9, no. Yes, it is in fact a 5. So if you're ever doubtful that you might have made a mistake or something, you can check through like that. So this now is an 8, and this has to be a 5. Now, of course, we can remove candidate 5 here. Okay, and so we have 1 or 2 here, that's right, and 1, 8 here, 2, 2, 7, 8, okay, that looks good. 5, 8 down here. We can now look down here, right, now that we've got this 5, we can see that that's our 8, and this is our 5, and then across over here, this is the 8, so that's a 9, and this is the 5. Like so. This 9 means this is now a 7, and this is our 9. You see, we're almost there. We've got a 7 here, so this is the 8 now. This 8 makes that a 2. This 2 makes that a 1, and therefore an 8 here. That's clearly now a 1, and this is a 2, and there's just one number to fill, and it will be a 7. So I should get rid of candidate 8 and candidate 2. And that leaves a 7 like that. And so thank you very much for joining me. New York Times hard level puzzle for a Saturday afternoon. I hope you are having a pleasant weekend wherever you are. It's starting to look a bit overcast here. I think the rain is on its way later. Thank you, and please join me again whenever you want to. Bye bye.